What's up, YouTube? It's Team Plays for Days. I'm Oppie. That's right. We're coming at you live with a great card profile today.
Look at that hat, though.
Don't be commenting on the best team ever, okay?
Bruh, Team Valor is life.
Alright, well, whatever you think, we're going into the best deck in the world. Let's get down to this deck profile. As you know, we run in Hero World. Pop, look at that flag. You know, it's not as pretty as it could be, but we're running the best hombre in the land. It's card burn. That's right, ladies and gents. And for a good 2 gauge, you can call them for free, I think. Yep.
He's been drinking.
Yep, he got a lot of drinks in me. So for free, he can come out. But for 2 gauge, you ride on top of him. And he does his ultimate super effect. If you have his homies, the 3 amigos, into his Gundam form, and then he can Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad form up. Alright, squad, let's go. First, we're going to show up our main homie of the day. It's Card Burn. We already know what he does. CJ's messing up everything.
Let's see your cards, man.
You don't know what I'm doing, but
you don't know what you're doing.
I'm actually super organized and drunk. But it's Card Burn. You run them at 4, because if you run them any less, then you're stupid. Where'd my monsters? Oh, they're there. We got his left homie. This is Card Serpent. Ain't nothing too special about Card Serpent except for he's big on attack, so you know he's coming at you like Tyrone. 5/2/2. He's good to go as the left homie. We got the right homie coming up now. This is Card Rhino. I don't got nothing big for this guy except for the fact that he's 4/2/6, so he's got that ass though. He's got an activate ability where you pay a gauge, and he actually gets 2,000 and penetrate. So if you need to get over problems, Card Rhino is your man. Now, we're moving on to their substitute ninja. No, this isn't Katana World, fam. We squadding up with our homie on the side, because you know you gotta have a little mixture in your fam. We got this dude. It's the Rescue Dragon Metamorph effect. He is a 4/2/4. His actual ability is you pay a gauge, and you can send a card in your deck to the drop zone, and he becomes that card. Now, use this mainly for the card burn play to get your big guys out. You know, like your big hombres of Ultimate Card Burn. You can use him on Card Burn, because if you try to, you won't get any effects because you're dumb. So only use him on Card Serpent or Card Rhino. You heard? Alright, let's move on. So now we're going into the last minute hombre. He comes in to finish the job, you know. A little bit of, you know, on the day of your daughter's wedding. We got Card Wyvern. This motherfucker right here. He used the potty word. He's got a counter effect. That's how good he is. Because he comes back. He reaches so far, he bitch slaps your mama. And
another potty word.
So if you will ride into Ultimate Card Burn, you can activate his super awesome Duperty effect, where you pay 2 gauge, and you can call a Card Burn D-Wing from your deck and or hand to the field. He also has move, which is pretty nifty because he also has a big booty. He's a 3/2/6, and that's why I like him. But I only run 3 of them because, you know, I'm lame. Not really, it's because I'm actually good with this deck. We got the main homie coming out now. It's not Card Burn, it's Ultimate Card Burn, that's right. You can only ride him through the effect of Card Burn after you pay the 4 gauge. He enters the field and he's all cool. He cannot leave or bounce. He can't die, okay? This is how cool this big dude is. Alright? He has ride and double attack. He's also 12/3/8. So you're going to have a hard time getting over the 8, but you're not going to have a hard time getting over things like Asmodai, because that guy sucks. I've run into him quite a lot. And that's why I love this deck so much, because my homie can beat your homie. So suck on that, everybody playing Magic World. And then we go to the big head honcho. This is the godfather of the deck, alright? We got, look at that, right there. We got Ultimate Card Burn D-Wing. That's right, because he's going to give you the D-Wing. So, this guy enters the effect only through card Wyvern. He is a 15/3/10. Y'all laughing, but I'm dead serious and drunk. And he has Ride, Pinto Trait, and Triple Attack. That's right, this big guy right here can give you the D-Wing 3 times. And you know what's going to do? It's going to penetrate. That's it for the monsters, guys. We only play 2 because the actual consistency is we're not going on the spells yet. I'm gonna explain myself a little bit. So we play 2 because seeing this guy too much is actually a problem. You don't want to have 4 because you don't want to draw him. You don't want to do anything. You want to actually be able to call him out from the deck or possibly hand. If you see him early, it's not too bad if you want to gauge him because you have a spell in your deck that you actually play to get him back if you need him in hand to play him. So any more than 2 is actually problematic. There we go. Got that one out.
Oh, God.
And you really need to only play 2 because if you play more, you're going to see the problems that I did in playtesting and everything else before I started actually winning in places. Now we're gonna move on to spells. Alright, we play 4 the best spell in the game because how can you hit me if I've already seen through your moves? Chris Gardner special patent words that I'm stealing because I'm better than him.
Ooh, shout out to Chris Gardner.
We got Fighting Gundams here. Those
are Transformers.
Whatever. I like to call them Gundams.
But they're
CJ
Transformers.
is stupid because he Transformers over Beast Wars, and I disagree with him strongly.
It's the same.
And so you just, if you don't have a monster in the center, or is it? Yeah, if you don't have a monster in the center, you can nullify an attack. That's all it does. It's not too great. It just does nullify stuff. Then we go to the best spell in the game. We have this free super D-Wing card that gives you 4 free gauge. Now, yes, you can only play it once per turn, but it is the hyper energy of the deck, and it will get you places strong. You play this card, you get 4 gauge. I mean, come on, people. Who doesn't like 4 gauge? Especially when you got the D-Wing on your side. Pretty self-explanatory. We got the next card. It's called Body of Steel. This card is heavily needed to keep a lot of things going. If people are attacking through your card burn too easily because you suck and you can't go on turn 1, well then I'm sorry, but you need Jesus. So here's what you need is Body of Steel. It gives you on your Brave Machine plus 5,000 defense and counterattack. So it's free as well, and that's all you need to get past your problems. So let's move on because you need Jesus. Let me take another drink. Here we go, and we got this card right here. This is actually my favorite spell of the deck, besides Hyper Energy. I don't know why I got deep on that, because it's not the D-Wing. But this is prepared, or prepped and okay to launch. So, for free, you set this card, and anytime you ride, you activate this card's ability for the first time and the only time until you play another one. And you set it, but you can only have once per turn, or one set on whatever the field. It's whatever it's called. And whenever you ride, you get rid of this card, and you draw 2 cards for free. And this card is just so great because if you open up with Duty, and you got a card burn, and you know you have the 2 gauge because you start the game with 2 gauge. If you don't, then you shouldn't be playing this game. Once you play this, ride into your card burn, get your 2 free draws, draw into your hyper energy like a baller, draw into the rest of the spells that help you get your combo, and then proceed to win the game. So, we're going into actually the best spell that ever came out. This is actually the only thing that made card burn viable. And
why is everything the best spell?
No, because it's the best deck. So, this is the card. Well, okay. So, see, when I say the best, I mean it's the best in my opinion. But this is the technical best card because it's the only card that made the deck viable, people. And you will understand because this is Lend Me Your Strength. This card is literally the only reason that card burn can be viable. because
come on, bro.
It's a good card that is free. It costs nothing. However, there's no downside to this card, guys. This is why you play Card Burn, because you have this free, awesome card that has 2 effects. And the effects are search your deck for up to 1 Brave Machine with card in its name, which is everything in the deck because you're good at what you do. And then you shuffle your deck. And the second effect you can choose is if you are rode on a card, you get a gauge, or with Card Burn in its name, you put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge, and then you draw a card. So you proceed to get your free gauge back if you ride into Card Burn on the same turn. You get the free draw, which, how I did earlier, was actually pretty lucky. But the deck is really consistent, so I believed in it enough, like Naruto style. And I gauged the 2 to play into Card Burn. I played Lend Me Your Strength. It lended me enough strength to gauge 2 cards and then draw into Hyper Energy, which gave me first turn D-Word. And that is really when you put your opponents in trouble, mates. So this card's just way too good. Don't play any less than 4. I mean, I would obviously play 5 if I could, and I would take out some cards. So we're going into the cards that really kind of help and matter. I only play this at 2. Call Super Machine. You pay the gauge, you search out a Brave Machine card. I played it 2 only because I don't feel as though I need it as much. It feels cloggy because I search out too much anyway with Lend Me Your Strength, and I draw with Lend Me Your Strength. And I don't need to search as much unless I'm actually in trouble, or if I need Hyper Energy. So this stays at 2 for that consistency just to get me the Hyper Energy. Because you need the Hyper Energy in order to win. That is why it is so important. So you only need this at 2, and you don't use it for monsters. You don't need it for monsters unless you are that bad and all you draw is card Serpents, and then you lose the game because you can't see a card Rhino when you have card Serpent and stupid Card Burn because you can't win without the 3 amigos. Okay? Let's move on. Next subject. We play this card. It's about time I got serious, mate.
Please do. So,
this card obviously came out from, I think, the trial deck, and then it got reprinted. Yeah. You can only play it when you have 6 or less life, which most of the time, if you're struggling, you're going to hit 6 life because they don't want to see the D-Word. You pay a gauge and you draw 2 cards, and the battery low life level on my DualShock controller is getting low. And you play this because it's good. It helps you get the draw if you're in late game. You could really honestly do without this. If you want it to, you can make it 2 more of these. It's really your preference. I've always played this in Hero World. I've always kept it at 2. I've never went over. I've never went under. I've just always liked this card at 2. It just seems like a staple to me. And now we go to the last card of the deck. It's not the D-Wing because we already passed that. This is I Cannot Afford to Lose. So it's kind of a graceful charity from the drop zone. If you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd understand what the graceful charity means. So you can only play this card if you have less than 6 life, or 6 life or less. So that's also why you only play 2 of it, because you don't want anything cloggy, because you don't want to open with like 1 or 2 of these things, because then it just doesn't help you ever. It's for late game plays on the D-Wing if you have them. That's what I was talking about. If like you only worry about the 2 because you have this guy to bring it back. You put a Brave Machine or 2 from your drop zone into your hand. If you put 2, then you discard a card. So most of the time you only really need 1. And it's only monsters, I do believe. Yeah, it's only monsters. So you can't get like Hyper Energy back because that would be too broken. But you just use it for your late game. Like if you've already charged all your D-Wings because you know you didn't need them, you needed to get to other plays. It helps you be a better player if you conserve them and you don't want to waste them, because you don't want to just charge them because you only have 2. You don't want to play more because then you'll get cloggy. So you need to actually think in this deck. It's not just, oh, I need to get Dirty Wing, or, you know, I need an ultimate, you know, card fusion or anything like that. No. You actually have to have skill to play this deck, and if you don't have skill, then you shouldn't play this deck. Then that's it. Don't be a scrub. Don't try to play this deck, okay? Because this is what I do. It's card burn. And that is my deck profile. Next time you come to me for a deck profile, you know that it might be card burn. Actually, it might not be. You never know. I'm always working in the lab with a pen and a pad.
I'm done.
Later, YouTube.